Hi there, welcome back. My name is Nicole with morningchores.com, and today is the third part in our three-part video series about everything orchards. The first video, we discussed how to choose a location for your fruit trees in your orchard. The second video, I demonstrated how to plant your fruit tree, plus gave some really good tips along the way. Today's video, I'm demonstrating how to stake your fruit tree, why that's important, and give you some extra tips on watering, plus a little bit more. If you're new here, welcome. We would love for you to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't seen those first two videos, I have them linked in the description box below, so check those out and then come back and visit us here at this video. So now you have those fruit trees planted, and it's always good to try to plant them as straight as you possibly can, but sometimes it's just not possible and you need to stake your tree. So why is it important to stake your fruit tree? It's very important for two reasons, and I feel like the most obvious reason is that it ensures that your tree grows straight so that it's beautiful. And of course we want our trees to grow straight and be beautiful, but there's actually a more important reason. Once you have your fruit tree planted, the roots have not had time to root into the soil, creating anchorage. So by staking the tree, the stakes become temporary anchorage until those roots really grab hold of the soil. And the purpose of this is that when the tree has anchorage, it prevents the tree from being uprooted during a strong storm or strong winds. So you have to imagine, your tree is going to be up against some pretty tough elements. Of course, it depends on where you live, but it's important to create temporary anchorage with the stakes until those roots take hold. It's important to have your tree staked for at least 2 years after transplanting into the ground. So now that we've discussed why it's important to stake your tree, let's head down to the orchard and I'll show you exactly how we did it. Behind me here is one of our fruit trees that we have completely staked, and I'll explain the fencing here later in the video. But the important thing with staking is, one, you don't want to use any material that's touching the tree that's going to be too abrasive. So a common thing that's used is an old garden hose that's cut up. You can use that as kind of tension ropes around the tree. We went ahead and bought a tree staking kit off of Amazon. It was extremely affordable and we've been very happy with it. But the important thing when you're staking your tree is that you have 3 tension straps around the tree. I've seen people do 2, and that's okay. 3 is better just because it more evenly distributes the tension. You don't want too much tension on one side of the tree. You want it to be evenly distributed, and it's very easy to do that, or it's easier to do it if you have 3 stakes with 3 tension ropes. So as you can see down here, I have 3 stakes in the ground, and then I just have these tension ropes attached with some paracord that goes up to these straps that are on the tree. And then you just adjust the tension until the tree is straight. That's really all it is. And you may need to double check it maybe every so many months, maybe once every 6 months, just kind of depending. Anytime you're down by your trees, just take a look and make sure that the tree is still straight, because you may have to adjust the tension as the tree grows.
The nursery where I purchased my trees from recommended that I water every day for 2 weeks after transplanting, and then thereon after I water roughly 2 to 3 times a week depending on if it rains. Each time I water the trees, I give them 10 gallons of water per tree. So I've been filling this 5-gallon bucket up twice per tree. So it is a little bit of a job, but I want to ensure that they get the water that they need so that they can grow successfully.
Tip number 1 is protecting your tree from pests. So in my case, this would be deer. The last apple trees I had, the deer ate most of them. And what deer like to do is they like to, of course, eat the leaves of the tree, but they also like to rub against the trunk of the tree, which could potentially damage it. So what we opted to do was put this fence around the tree so that the deer can't even get close to the tree. So what we did is we put in 3 T-posts, and we followed the same suit as we did with the stakes. We made a triangular form around the tree, and we put it out far enough so that the deer can't even get a chance to get near this tree. And then we just wrapped some garden fence around the T-posts, and we made sure it was tall enough. I believe this is 5 foot tall fencing. We put it tall enough so that they can't reach down in and eat leaves. So we actually have a little bit of a gap on the ground, because it's small enough that a deer couldn't really get underneath, and there's nothing for them to gain by doing that anyways, so we opted to put more of the height at the top. Another bonus tip to look out for is keep an eye on your tree to make sure that it's not stressed out. And there's a couple of signs that your tree will give you if it is stressed out or if it's in need of something. Our plants actually do talk to us in a way. So one of the things you can look for is if the leaves feel dry or crinkled or they're curled in, probably means that they need watered. And by the looks of my tree, I'm probably gonna have to water today because it hasn't rained since last week and it is getting a little dry out here. So I'm probably gonna have to water in the next day or two. But another thing you wanna look out for is, does the tree go into dormancy early? And what I mean by that is, does it start to lose its leaves, or do the leaves start changing into their fall colors too early? And this is also a sign of stress, and it could just be from transplanting it outside, in your yard, or wherever, and you might just have to sit and wait it out. That's usually what you have to do, is just wait it out until the next season. So in my case, it'll be spring, just to see what it will do. And I know it's tough to just sit and wait, especially when you feel like you can't do anything, but sometimes that's just all we can do. And don't be afraid to reach out to your local nursery where you purchase your trees from. They're there to help you. So, reach out to them if you're having any issues with your fruit trees. I'm sure they can steer you in the right direction. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I hope you found it helpful. I'll have those other 2 videos linked in the description box below. Plus, we have all kinds of amazing articles over at morningchores.com all about orchards, fruit trees, homesteading, you name it, it's over there. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on the next one.